My name is Sheena, and I teach here at the House of Rhythm, usually the power flow yoga classes. And then also on Friday mornings, we have a little bit slower class, which is the rhythm and flow. So today, generally with the power flow classes, I tend to go a little bit faster and work on the areas of the body to definitely strengthen as well as flexibility. If you have any kind of restrictions or need of certain modifications, let me know so that as we flow today, I can always offer those. So yeah. So usually with before we get started, I like for us to kind of find a comfortable seated position. So before we start, I always like to have us become kind of aware of ourselves, what's going on inside. And this can be just like a quick little scan of the body. So you can start in a comfortable seated position. I'm on my shins, or you can be cross leg or even in lotus. Sometimes it's even helpful too if you have a block with you to just be seated on the block. So go ahead and close your eyes and just allow your body to kind of just come to a resting place. So just softening the face, softening the lips, the mouth. If your tongue is on the roof of the mouth, just kind of let it loose. And then coming down to your shoulders, just releasing them, rolling them back, letting them just hang. And then your arms, allowing them to be heavy. And placing your hands either on your thighs or on your knees, palms down. And once you've relaxed in this seated position, go ahead and take a scan of the body, starting at the crown of the head at the very top, and just kind of work your way all the way down to the tips of your toes. Just taking into account how you're feeling. Maybe there's some areas that are tense. Once you get to the tips of your toes, go ahead and reverse that awareness back all the way up to the crown of the head. And once you reach the crown again, we're just going to do that one more time, a full scan all the way down and back. So once you reach the crown of your head and you've realized a little bit of awareness here in the body, that you've actually become present here, let's go ahead and kind of focus on our breathing. So take a deep inhale through the nose. So imagining all that air coming in through the nose, brushing along the backside of your throat, coming all the way down into the lungs and feeling it all the way up, all the way to the belly. Really expand all the way into the belly. And then exhale through the mouth, releasing it all out. We'll do a few more rounds of that, being really aware of that inhale. Once you get to the top, go ahead and exhale through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. We're going to take another inhale through the nose, but this time when you get to the top, let's go ahead and exhale through the nose. So that's a different feeling here. In through the nose. And when you're ready, exhale through the nose. A few more times at your own pace. So, just to keep in mind with these kind of breathing practices, you can utilize either method as you practice today. Usually, when you exhale through the nose, that's going to help you build the fire. So, you can do that more in the beginning of your practice. And then, once you start building up that fire, that heat, maybe breathing out of the mouth to cool you off. This kind of breathing can also be coined as a yuaji breath, which also creates like a soothing sound for you as you flow through your practice today. So let's go ahead and come out of that seated position. And then we're going to actually go ahead and start on all fours in a tabletop position. So our shoulders should be aligned with our wrists, our knees are hip width distance apart. Let's go ahead and send the hips all the way back to the heels of our feet. And pretty much a child's pose. We're going to fold over, send those arms straight, palms flat to the mat. Here, if you want to extend that child's pose, you can bring the knees a little bit further, almost to the width of the mat. And as you sink into this pose, let's go ahead and take a deep inhale and walk our hands out all the way to the right. Keeping that left hip sent all the way back to your heel, you should feel a side stretch along the left side of your body. Inhale back to center. Exhale, walk the hands out to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, let's walk it back over to the right one more time. And if you want to deepen this stretch, go ahead and take the left hand and grab a hold of the right wrist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, walk the hands over to the left. And again, if you want a deeper stretch, take your right hand, grab a hold of the left, keeping that right hip sent all the way back to the heel. Inhale back to center. So now we're going to create a little bit of movement here. You can kind of push up off of the mat a little bit, bringing your knees a little bit closer. So inhale, we're going to roll forward. So come up, almost like you're coming to tabletop, and then we're going to continue to roll forward, opening up the chest to a high or low cobra. So rolling the shoulders back, keeping the neck straight, tops of our thighs flat to the mat, tops of our feet. And go ahead and send this back to child's pose. So go ahead and do a few of these at your own pace, just to kind of warm up. Paying attention to your breath. Maybe you're inhaling, rolling forward, and exhaling, coming back to child's pose. We'll do this one more time, and then we'll meet back into tabletop. So once we've readjusted ourselves in tabletop, let's do a couple rounds of cat and cow. So keeping the arms really straight, pushing through the palms. We're going to push through our upper back, sending the spine all the way up to the ceiling, drawing the belly in. Exhale, dropping the belly, letting the hips come all the way up. Last to come up is the head. And we'll do a few more of those at your own pace. Also too, if you want to add some organic movement here, you can go ahead and send the hips all the way back to the heels, creating circles, or maybe even reversing that circle. This is also a good time to stretch out your wrist. If you would like to do that, in tabletop position, you just go ahead and rotate those fingers out to the outer edges of the mat, and then also rotating it toward the body. And for me, sometimes I like to go a little bit deeper, so I usually bring my knees a little bit closer to my hands and then try to take a little seat there to give it a little deeper stretch in the wrist. So wherever you are now, if you want to come back to tabletop with a neutral back, we're going to go ahead and curl our toes under. And then with awareness, go ahead and push yourself up to your first downward dog. So you can send your hips back first. And then gently raise the knees off of the mat. And then slowly come all the way up to that first downward dog. Adjust your feet, adjust your hands if you need to. Arms straight. Hips are up. And the heels of your feet should be pulling toward the mat. If you are not quite there yet, because I know it takes a while to warm up the back side of our legs, you can also keep a small micro bend in the knees here. Now let's go ahead and walk the dog, so bending each knee one at a time. And then we're going to go ahead and bend both knees. Take a look at your thumbs. And then hop, walk, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. So with the halfway lift here, our fingertips should be coming down to the mat, or the palms can come to our shins. You can also put a micro bend here in the knees if it's in your practice, or keep the legs straight. The feeling is almost as if you're kind of towering over. You're going to lean over and fall, but we know that you won't. You'll catch yourself. Exhale, fold. Let's go ahead and bring the chest down to the thigh, the crown of the head pointing toward the floor. Inhale, come all the way up, bringing the arms all the way up and over, stretching for the ceiling. Exhale, release the arms, bring them all the way down, grounding yourself into the mat, really feeling all four corners of your feet touching the mat. And then we're going to bring our palms to heart center. So while you're here, just take a couple seconds to really set the intention for your practice today. It could be maybe focusing on your breathing, just becoming more aware of your body. Maybe it's wanting to learn something new. Just allow yourself to create that intention for yourself, but just make sure you're being gentle and understanding. Inhale, go ahead and release the arms, send them all the way back up, stretching for the ceiling. Right here, let's do a micro back bend here. So really reaching up toward the ceiling. We're going to open up the chest, keeping the arms straight. We're going to do a slight back bend here. Inhale, come back up, and exhale, fold, bringing the chest to the thigh. Inhale, palms come down to the mat. The right foot goes back, left foot goes back. So we're in high plank here. And the next series of movements is going to be our chaturanga. So really important. From our high plank, we're going to roll forward. We're going to bend the elbows and squeeze them into the body, into our low plank. And then coming up to our up dog, tops of our feet onto the mat, shoulders rolled away from the ears. And then we're going to push ourselves back to downward dog. Once we're here, go ahead and bend your knees. Look at your thumbs. Hop, walk, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way back up, reaching the arms all the way to the ceiling. And then we're going to do that back bend once again. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold, chest to thigh. Inhale, palms come down to the mat. Right foot goes back, left foot rolling forward, chaturanga. Again, making sure we're focusing on our breathing as we move. Inhale, bend both knees, look at the thumbs. Hop, walk, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's go ahead, exhale, fold, but this time bring the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers. lifting up and out of your shoulder, bringing the chest to thigh for a deeper forward fold. Inhale, release the arms and come all the way up, reaching for the ceiling. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold, chest to thigh. Inhale, palms come down to the mat. Right foot goes back, left foot, we're in a high plank here. Let's take a moment really quickly. Let's go down and do a low plank and then push ourselves back up. So low plank, bending the elbows, coming down low, and then shooting back up to high plank. We'll do that one more time. Come a little bit low and shoot yourself back up to high plank. This time when we come low, we're going to go ahead and do full chaturanga. All right, once we're here in downward dog, let's go ahead and bring the big toes together. Lifting the right leg all the way up. We're going to go ahead and walk our hands all the way back to that left foot. So we're doing a standing split here. You can keep both hands down to the mat if you like. Square the hips, flex the right foot. If you want to go a little bit deeper, take the left hand, grab a hold of the left ankle, and then go ahead and bring your chest to your thigh, extending up through the right leg. Crown of the head pointing toward the floor. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Come to a three-legged plank. And then we're going to lower. And then come right back to a three-legged dog. Go ahead and drop the right foot back down by the left. And then go ahead and bend both knees. Look at your thumbs. Hop, walk, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, but this time we're going to come up to chair pose. So big toes to touch, or you can just leave the feet parallel to one another, just a little distance apart. So sit as low as you possibly can, arms straight, tucking the belly button in. Exhale, fold, chest to thigh. Inhale, palms come down to the mat. Right foot goes back, left foot rolling forward to chaturanga. All right, as soon as we're back to downward dog, let's go ahead and bring the big toes to touch again. We're going to lift the left leg up, and then we're going to walk the hands to that right ankle. Or you can leave both hands down if you like, and if you do this, go ahead and square the hips towards the mat, flex that left foot so the toes are pointing toward the mat. Otherwise, go into your standing split. Exhale. Go ahead and walk the hands back out. And we're going to walk our hands all the way to that three-legged plank. So keeping that left leg lifted. Go ahead and roll forward, bending the elbows to a low plank, and then shoot yourself back up to a three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that left foot back down to the right. Inhale, bend both knees, look at your thumbs, hop, walk, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and bring the arms behind you, interlacing the fingers. Exhale, come all the way back up. Again, let's go ahead and do a back bend here. Stretching, making space. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, fold. Palms come down to the mat. And chaturanga.
Need to do this for me, not for anyone else, but not for your approval or the words of the rest of, but to feel peace when I walk in the
As soon as we're here in downward dog, let's go ahead and lift the right leg. Bending the right knee, we're going to roll forward. Go ahead and bring that right foot between your hands, and then rolling onto the sides of each foot. So onto the outside edge of your right foot and outside edge of your left foot, we're going to extend the right arm all the way up, fingertips to the ceiling. And if you want to open this up more, inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Inhale, let's go ahead and roll back over, bringing the right palm back down to the mat. We're going to go ahead and drop that left knee to the mat. And then coming all the way up, arms all the way up, fingertips reaching for the ceiling. Go ahead and drop that left foot, the top of the left foot flat to the mat. So we're in a low lunge. Exhale, bring the arms all the way down. And then we're going to open up the chest and lean back here. You can push through the soles of your right foot too. Inhale, come back to center. Bringing the palms back down to the mat, go ahead and straighten that right leg. So we're doing like a half split here. So here, if you want to flex the right foot so the toes are pointing up toward the ceiling. So we're doing a half split. There you go. Yep, straight back. And here, let's create a little bit of movement. So we're going to roll back forward, back to that low lunge. And then come back to the half split. So just do a few of these at your own pace. And if it's in your practice, you can go ahead and lower. So actually coming and sitting down on that left leg, folding forward over the right. And then whenever you're ready, we'll come back up. But this time we're going to gracefully go ahead and tuck the toes under on your left foot. And we're going to come all the way up to a standing split. So here again, you can keep both hands down to the mat if you like. Go ahead and square the hips. The left toe should be pointing toward the mat. Or if you want to extend this, grab a hold of the right ankle and go ahead and send the left leg all the way up. And then we're going to go ahead and gracefully bring that left foot back down toward the mat and come up to a high lunge. So once you're here, just double check your alignment, making sure that that right knee is over the right ankle, the left leg is straight, and we're reaching up toward the ceiling. We're creating length here. Inhale, let's go ahead and lean back. Exhale, let's go ahead and bring the palms down to the mat. Right foot goes back, so we're in a high plank now. And then chaturanga.
Baby, one day I'm hoping that you will be mine. Turn my life around.
All right, so we should be in downward dog here. Let's go ahead and bring the big toes to touch. Go ahead and extend that left leg all the way up. Bending the left knee, we're going to roll forward and bring that left foot in between our hands. Here, we're going to roll over onto the outer edges of our feet. And then lifting the left hand all the way up to the ceiling. And if you want to open this up more, inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Inhale, go ahead and come out of it, bringing your left hand back down to the mat. We're going to drop the right knee. So yep, we're in a low lunge. So once you're here, inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, let's go ahead and push back for another back bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, palms are going to come down to the mat. And then we're going to go ahead and straighten that left leg so that we are in a half split. So with the left foot, the left toes should be pointing up towards the ceiling. That's going to stretch out the back of that leg there. And here we'll do a little bit of movement. So we'll move from this half split back to that low lunge. And we'll do this a few times at your own pace. And if it's in your practice, either you can stay doing this or go ahead and fold over that left leg, but sitting down on the right. So your head should be as if it's pulling toward the foot. So once you come out of this, gracefully, we're going to just kind of come all the way up, back to that low lunge, curling the right toes under. Curling the right toes under. We're going to go ahead and come up to the standing split. So you have your options here of keeping both hands down and just squaring the hips toward the mat, flexing the foot, or just going ahead and extending this, grabbing a hold of the left ankle. When you're ready to come out of this, gracefully just move your right foot back down to the mat and come up to crescent lunge. Once you're here, inhale, lean back for a back bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, palms come down to the mat. Left foot goes back. We're in high plank here, and then chaturanga. So we'll meet in downward dog. So here, let's just do a little movement in between our warrior one. Here, we're just going to go ahead and kind of roll forward onto our toes, and then continue to come forward, rolling the upper back forward, just until we come back into this high plank. Once we're here, we're going to do that low plank again, and then shoot ourselves back up to a high plank. Do that one more time. And then send ourselves back to downward dog. Let's roll forward one more time. Let's go ahead and stretch out our shoulders. Go ahead and come all the way down to the mat. Extending that left arm all the way out. Palms flat to the mat. We're going to roll over. So take our right palm and push our body over to the left side. So that right leg and foot kind of crosses over just to stretch out that left shoulder for a bit. We've been doing a lot of chaturangas. And then inhale back to center. And then extend the right arm all the way out. Taking the left palm and then pushing your body over. Inhale back to center. Once you're here, let's go ahead and push ourselves all the way back up to that high plank. And then come back to downward dog. Once we're here in downward dog, let's go ahead and bring the big toes to touch. Let's go ahead and extend the right leg all the way up. Rolling forward, let's bring that right foot right outside of the right hand. Dropping that left foot down, we're going to come all the way up to warrior one. Inhale, extend the arms all the way up to the ceiling, and then we're going to up and come all the way back bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, let's go ahead and lean forward, interlacing the fingers behind us, bringing that right shoulder down to the right knee for humble warrior. Inhale, using your core, come back up to warrior one. Exhale, let's go ahead and bring the palms down to the mat. Right foot goes back and chaturanga. So we meet in downward dog. Once we're here, big toes to touch, lift that left leg all the way up. We're gonna roll forward, bringing the left foot outside of the left hand, dropping the right foot flat to the mat, come all the way up to warrior one. So here, adjust the feet as you need to. Hips can be squared toward the front of the mat. Arms straight. Inhale, lifting up from the torso, opening up the chest, back bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, go ahead and release the arms, interlace the fingers behind you, and fold over left shoulder to left knee, humble warrior. Using the core, inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, palms come down to the mat. Left foot goes back. We're back into high plank. Rolling forward, chaturanga. Back to downward dog. So we'll do that one more time on each side of the body. Let's go ahead, big toes to touch, lifting the right leg all the way up, rolling forward, bending the right knee, bringing the right foot just outside of the right hand, dropping the left foot, coming up to warrior one. Squaring the hips toward the front of the mat. Inhale, creating length. Exhale, back bend. Inhale back to center, releasing the arms, but interlacing the fingers behind you. We're going to fold forward, humble warrior. Inhale, using the core, come back up to warrior one. Exhale, palms come down to the mat. Right foot goes back in chaturanga. As soon as we're back, left leg goes all the way up. Rolling forward, left foot outside of the left hand, dropping the right foot flat, coming up to warrior one. Reaching for the ceiling. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release the arms. Interlace the fingers behind you and fold forward to humble warrior. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, come back down, palms back to the mat. Left foot goes back, high plank, low plank, and chaturanga. And one more time. So lifting the right leg all the way up, rolling forward, right foot outside of the right hand, dropping the left foot, arms go all the way up. Inhale, reaching high, exhale, back bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release the arms, interlace the fingers behind you, open up the chest, and then go ahead and come down to humble warrior. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, palms come down to the mat. Right foot goes back, rolling forward, chaturanga. Soon as you're back, left leg goes all the way up. Rolling forward, left foot outside of the left hand, dropping the right foot, arms come all the way up. Inhale, reaching up and back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, palms come down to the mat, left foot goes back, and chaturanga. This time we're going to push ourselves back to child's pose. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and come back up to downward dog. So here we're going to go ahead and bend both knees and kind of jump forward, crossing our ankles, come to a seated position. Once you're in this seated position, let's go ahead and extend the right leg all the way out in front of you. And with the left knee bent, just bringing the knee up closer to your chest as much as you can. Keeping your right palm down to the floor, let's extend the left arm all the way up. Leaning forward, we're going to bring that left arm and wrap it around the left leg, and then taking the right hand and doing a bind here and folding as much as you can over the right leg. Keeping that right foot flexed. Inhale, go ahead and release the arms. And then you're going to take the left arm behind you, extend the right arm and fingertips up to the ceiling. And then you're going to go ahead and bring that right elbow just beyond the left knee and twist. So inhale to lengthen, pulling the crown up toward the ceiling, and then exhale to twist, taking your gaze behind you. Exhale, release, and then let's just counter twist, just coming over to the right side of our bodies, bringing our palms flat to the mat. Inhale, come back to center. Let's go ahead and revert, switch legs. So left leg straight, we're gonna bend the right knee. We're gonna go ahead and just place the left hand down to the mat, extend the right hand all the way up, leaning forward. We're going to bring that right arm around the right leg, taking the left hand into a bind and folding over that left leg as much as we can. You don't have to have your legs straight. It can be a little bend here if you need it as well. Inhale, come back up, release the hands gently. And then we're going to bring the right hand behind us. Extend the left arm and fingertips up to the ceiling. And then go ahead and bring that left elbow to the right knee. Inhale to lengthen, pushing that right knee with our elbow. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist, taking the gaze to the right, all the way behind us. Exhale, release, and do a counter twist. So you're just bringing both of your palms to the left side of your body. Inhale back to center. Go ahead and extend that right leg all the way out. And then we're going to come to an L, a seated L position, so you can extend your arms all the way up. And then we're going to slowly come all the way down onto our backs. Once you're laying down here, let's go ahead and bend the knees and bring the bottoms of our feet flat to the mat. Kind of stretch your hands towards your heels, keeping the knees and the feet kind of aligned in one direction. Squeezing the shoulder blades together underneath you. Let's go ahead and lift our hips and our waist up toward the ceiling. So on your next inhale, pushing through the soles of your feet, go ahead and push this all the way up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and go ahead and release. Let's do this one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And one more time at your own pace. Whenever you're ready to lift, just hold it for about 5 breaths. Go ahead and release. And then go ahead and bring your knees into your chest, giving yourself a big hug, rocking to the left and the right, maybe massaging your spine. If it's in your practice, either you can go into happy baby or possibly into plow. If you're going to go into plow, just make sure that you are being aware of your neck and back, supporting your back if you need to, as you bring the legs up and over, keeping them straight, using your hands possibly to support your lower back. And then whenever you're ready, you can come down, again, bending at the knees. Whether you're in happy baby or you just came out of plow, let's go ahead and bring our arms to a letter T. And then we're going to go ahead and do a spinal twist here, dropping the knees over to the right side of the body. Try to keep your shoulders down to the mat. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop the knees over to the left. Inhale back to center. One more time on each side. Dropping over to the right. Inhale back to center. And then dropping over to the left. Inhale back to center. Now let's go ahead, bring our arms behind our thighs and just kind of rock ourselves until we can come up to a comfortable seated position. So once you're here, go ahead and close your eyes. Again, kind of revisiting how we initially started the class with your eyes closed, relaxing your body, your face, your lips, your tongue. On your next inhale, we're actually going to lift the arms all the way up, palms to touch over our head. Exhale, bring the palms to our third eye. It is always a pleasure to be here with you to share your practice. It's always amazing and a great idea to take the time for you to show up on your mat, to dive into your own personal awareness, and to cultivate energy. Energy that hopefully you can bring with you throughout the week and infuse some positive energy into all that you do. Let's go ahead and bring the palm to heart center. And the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Now, I always like to mention, if I don't do it here because the class is really short, but after class, it's a really, Shavasana is always like the most important pose, the most important asana, the most important thing you can do after class, especially after a power class. So take about 10 minutes to just lay flat on your mat and really become heavy and relax yourself, just so that you can become aware of the energy that's circulating in your body, giving your body a rest, and just being able to bask in all the work that you've done today in class. As a reminder, all of these classes are donation based. You can find other classes on our website, on the Mind Body website or app, as well as Instagram. Thank you so much for showing up today, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Thank you.